you probably value others more than you value yourself. I have been super skinny for the entirety of my life as long as I can remember. Like a year back, I was 49 kg. Can you even imagine 49 kg? My height was 5 foot 7, 5 foot 8, and I weighed 49 kg. My mental health was so bad that I used to have suicide thoughts all the time. In anger, I even once said to my family that I want to either kill you or I want to kill myself. Now, do you think with this shit mental and physical health, I was of any value to the family? Do you think I was of value to my friends and family? No, I wasn't. The moral of the story: you cannot help others if you haven't first helped yourself. Like we were never told how to value ourselves, and if someone did value themselves more than others, they were labeled as selfish. But if you want to be of use to the people in your life and your community, you must first learn to value yourself and love yourself. You might be asking, why should I love myself? Then think about it in this way: you want to be of use to the people in your community and the people you care about. You want to provide value to the people in your life, because otherwise you would be dead meat that they have to carry, and nobody wants to be around someone who cannot carry themselves. So basically, they would end up leaving you and you would be all alone. But to be of use to other people, you must first be of use to yourself. You must first be capable of something to be of use to others. Now, let's say that you are someone whose life is a mess, like I was a year ago. Your mental and physical health are weak and you don't have your life together, and you meet someone who is doing okay in his life and you become friends. Suddenly, as time passes by, your bad habits will start to go into his life. Maybe you take drugs. Well, I didn't used to take drugs, or I didn't smoke or anything, but maybe you do. You take drugs and you smoke, so he also starts smoking. Maybe you play video games for 2 hours a day. I used to do this. So he also starts to play video games with you. After some time, he will have lost hold of his life, and the general trend of his life will be downward. You might be saying his good habits will come into your life, but that will not happen. It will happen only if he is doing really good in his life and he is conscious of his entire life. And most people these days are not conscious of their entire lives. He will start to do the bad habits because a bad person corrupts a good person earlier than a good person grows the bad person. Damn, bro. Philosophy. It's the old proverb. One bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. Now let's say that you are someone who has his life together and who is growing like I am now. Alhamdulillah. And you meet someone who is doing okay in his life and you become friends. What do you think will happen now? As time passes by, your good habits will start to go into his life. Maybe you meditate every day and he also starts to meditate. Maybe you read books, so he also starts to read books, because he sees what your life is, and you say that it is because you read books. The general trend of his life will become upward. In both examples, we did not change the person you met, we only changed you. So, and the results are vastly different. This is the effect of changing yourself first. Like recently, I have made a few new friends, and not to boast or anything, but after seeing my life, they respect me a lot. They look up to me and they are always asking me for advice. Like this one guy who is fairly new in our class has such bad mental and physical health. The guy is basically sick all the time and never comes to college. Comes to college around 2 to 3 times in a week. And I asked him the reason, and after finding out, he said that he drinks 1 glass of water every day, like only one. And until a few weeks ago, he only drank 1 glass of water, and now I have gotten him up to 5 to 6 glasses of water every day. If you want to change the world, then you must first change yourself, because otherwise, no matter what you do, you cannot change the world. Again, it's the old saying, be the change. Be the change you want to see in the world, because a group led by action will do much better than a group led by words. Now that you know why you should love yourself, let's get to the part of actually doing it. The only true way to love yourself is through self-improvement. Like in the mid of 2022, I left my old friend group because they were a bunch of snakes, and I joined a new better friend group. This was the time around which I started to watch Iman Gaji. I didn't know about Hamza yet, but I wanted to get better. And a few months after that, around October, I found out about Hamza, and since then my life has changed a lot. Now, if we're being honest, your friends are losers, probably losers. and maybe you yourself are a loser, and so you are friends with losers. You don't expect anything from your friends. They will betray you if their life was on the line. They will save their lives by putting you in front of the bullet, and you would do the same, because if you were not like this, you would not be friends with such low quality people. As an actionable step, I want you to rate all of your friends out of 10 in these categories: warmth, how kind they are; presence, their level of presence when they are talking to you; power, the value they bring to the friend group; social skills, are they weird or good with these social skills; projection of their future based on their current habits. Rate all of your friends in these 5 categories and sum up all the scores, and then divide it by 5 to get their rating out of 10 as a friend. If they are 6 or less than 6, don't keep them around, bro. Don't. Value yourself a bit more. Usually, like, there is a period in which you no longer relate to your old friends, but you don't have enough proof to leave them and join a better group of friends. Like, I talked about this in more detail in my previous video. The first way to love yourself is by holding yourself to higher standards than anyone else would. It's when everyone thinks that there is no way you are going to win, and everyone expects you to lose, but you still keep trying. You don't give up during the hard times. It's when you say to yourself that I'm going to crush it, and you actually put in the work that needs to be done. Expect more from yourself when everyone else is expecting less. Like, things will be difficult. Of course, the physique you are trying to build will be difficult. Of course, the business you are trying to get off the ground will be difficult. And of course, the grades you are trying to get will be difficult. But you know what? It's the difficult part that makes it worth chasing. It is what gives its value. Like, imagine if everyone in the world had a six pack suddenly. Like, what would happen? This six pack would lose its value because it wouldn't be so cool anymore because everyone has it. It's the fact that not everyone has it makes it so cool and makes it worth achieving in the first place. The same goes for everything else. Just keep on doing the good habits, keep trying, and don't give up. Also, take care of your mental and physical health. Many people ignore mental health. Meditate at least 5 minutes a day and make it a habit. Similarly, you must learn to say no to other people, like a big fat no. No means no. That type of no. Because if you don't have clear boundaries, people will walk all over you. Like, if your friend betrays you or talks behind your back, let him know that you are not okay with this. And the next time he does this, leave him. Like, a week ago, I was talking to this guy online after I came online on Instagram after 50 plus days. And as we were talking, he said something offensive about one of my gym bros' face, and I told him that if he ever said anything like this again about any one of my friends, we're done. And he got the message that I was being serious and he needed me. So he became apologetic immediately. Now, if I hadn't done that, my friend would not have known. But in my friend group, we have clear boundaries, and if someone says something about any friend of ours, then he gets all of us. The point is that you must take care of your friends back, especially when no one is going to know. If you don't have clear boundaries, people will walk over you, and trust me, people like to walk over other people. You need to set boundaries in your life, and how do you do that? Let me tell you. Look at your values first, and then ask yourself, what is something that if someone did this to me, I would hate them? Maybe it's that you don't like when your friend insults you in front of other people to look great, so let him know that. And the next time he does that, walk away. There you go, bro. You have a clear boundary. Learn to love yourself, because if you don't, then no one else will. If there is someone in your life who always causes you stress whenever you meet him, then stop meeting, bro. Stop meeting him. Or at least minimize meeting him, because bad people are like worms. They will eat everything until you don't separate them. Also, cut out bad habits like video games, eating junk food, and scrolling on social media, because you cannot love yourself until you do these habits. Don't do things that make you hate yourself. Also, do things that need to be done and don't keep on delaying them. Use the eat the frog tactic. It means doing the hardest task of the day first before you move on to the rest of the day. This makes the chances of you procrastinating nearly zero. when there are difficult things that you are pushing away which need to be done, they are consuming your mental health, and your subconscious brain makes you think that you are a loser because you are not doing them and you are pushing them away like a loser. Keep this framework in mind. What would you today do that will add value to the next 24-hour you? Now, when you start doing the good habits, now be patient. And patience means doing something in the meantime. But don't start doing bad habits because then you are not doing the good habits anymore. I always say to my friends who are impressed, like at the rate I'm growing, that with good habits, time is your biggest ally, and with bad habits, time is your worst enemy. Now, this video is not enough for me to show you how to fully love yourself because I only described everything in a nutshell. And you can basically view my entire channel as a how to love yourself first and then others guide. Subscribe if you want to learn how to love yourself first and then others. And thank me later. Now, bro, come here. Do good, and I'll see you in Jannah. Mwah.